this is about to be a very emotional post. So this is going to be a spiritual gift activation in your Akashic field from the unicorn spirit. I am currently putting together a self-paced course. It's not even a course really, it's an Akashic activation series. And we're going to be connecting with the unicorn, phoenix, dragon, elf, mermaid. Today is a unicorn. Now, I really felt a calling within my soul to come on and share this with everyone in the collective. The other ones are going to be within the activation series if you want to sign up for that. But something was like, hey, there's a lot of people that need to hear this inside and outside of the project we are putting together, because of the collective energies that we are all traversing through right now. This is going to showcase what the experience is going to be like. Okay, now I was feeling like I was not energetically ready to do this yet. And I changed the date on the publication to later, because there was a lot of internal things that I needed to shift within myself to show up as in this role as a mentor and a guide alongside of all of these beautiful magical creatures. And I'm gonna let you know this is going to be very emotional because this is something that I have also been working on within myself, and I needed to hit this certain healing precipice in order to be able to transmute this within me in order to share it with everyone else. So this is going to be a intensive activation, so we need to make sure that we're listening to this when we are in a good place, okay? Because it's going to move a lot of stuff in multitudes of layers of your soul, okay, in this incarnation and others, including your inner children and higher self. So again, if you have signed up for the spiritual gift activation series, you're going to see this again. I'm going to record it in a different format, but I wanted to share this with multitudes of persons to support you on your journey today. When I went into your energy field, you were looking into a pond with a unicorn. The unicorn asked, "What do you see?" And you said, "I see my reflection." And I was like, yeah. It's usually what you see when you're very good at water. And the unicorn said, what is it about your reflection that you enjoy? And you said that I always find new layers within myself, like Inspector Gadget of my soul. And the unicorn asked, is what you are finding beautiful? You said, there is some darkness within. And the unicorn asked, what do you mean? And you said, shadows and remnants of old identities. The unicorn asked, would you like to illuminate them? And you said, what do you mean? And the unicorn said, would you like to sift through them, all of the shadows and remnants of the past? And you said, I think I would like to envelop them in love instead. That is, instead of going in and doing all this excavation work, we could just simply give them love. And so this is when you were holding a crystal ball. And if you have ever seen like smaller ones or towers that people put on these miniature shelves kind of to adorn them or just hold them so they're not rolling all over the table, you put this crystal ball that you were looking into with all the shadows of self, and you put it on a little holder so that you could see it. You said, I love you. I love you with all of my heart, mind, and soul, all of these remnants of you from the past. And you said, these are my greatest treasures. And the unicorn said, oh? You said, they have made me who I am today. And the unicorn said, who is that? Who are you today? And you said, a being of light, someone who cares deeply, who understands another. I am able to look into the depths of someone's soul and see the true them. This is when you had somebody else in the ethers come up to you to receive healing from you, and you put your hand on their chest right here, and you said, you are one in a million. There will never be another you. Even within the beehive, they are still their own individuals. The unicorn said, it can feel it can feel easy to be swept up in the sea, feeling like you are adrift with no sail. This is why you must remember you are the captain of your ship and can change direction at any time. What do you think would happen if you let go? This is Unicorn asking you. What do you think would happen if you let go? Let go of the shame and guilt. Do you think that you would be able to survive? What would life look like if they were not there? Shame and guilt. If you fully surrendered to the path of your life, what would that entail? Would you be wiser? Would you be more accurate? Would you be able to decipher the riddles of life? What is it that you are seeking, my child? The unicorn said. And you said, security. The unicorn asked, what does that mean to you? Security. You said, it means feeling safe with my decisions, that my life is correct for me, that I followed the path that is in most resonance with my soul. Even if it looked very bumpy to some, or even myself, I stayed true to me. And that is all that we can wish for, is to move through the world one foot at a time, experiencing life as it happens, and trusting myself that I will always be there for me. Even in the darkest of days or the brightest of lights, I am secure in showing up for me. The unicorn asked, how does that frequency of security feel with it? And you said, it feels like the anchor I have been searching for. The unicorn said, why do you think we focused on this today? You said, so I could see with more clarity. The unicorn asked, see what with more clarity? And you said, my unique gift. And the unicorn said, what is that? You followed with, to help people feel safe to the core of their being, to expand what is possible through them through the act of self-trust, to shift the perspectives of, what if I was correct in all of my decisions? What if I really knew myself better than I thought? What if I allow myself to experience grace and unshackle myself from the weight of shame and guilt? What if I hold the keys to my own freedom? This is when you and I went to go sit at the beach together with the unicorn, and we were both looking out over the horizon. It was a beautiful sunset, lots of orange and pinks. And you looked at the unicorn and asked, how do you think I could best support others with this gift? And the unicorn said, how do you think that you could best support others with this gift? Because, you know, they're always going to ask us to do self-reflection. And you said, by recognizing I have done this for myself, it is a frequency I carry within that activates within others. There is nothing else that needs to be done as far as development. It is simply recognition. I am able to spot this within others if they have found this frequency or not. That supportive anchor of self-trust. I redirect them towards this path so that they may see themselves with more clarity. I help them find the decision of, will I believe in myself or not? It is a decision that they need to make, but I illuminate that the decision is in fact theirs. What you meant by this was they have it within their wherewithal to make this choice for themselves of unshackling from shame and guilt and fully trusting that their path is unfolding in the way that it is meant to. Having absolute faith in self. The unicorn said, what else would you like to share with them via this gift? And you said, what an honor it is to be yourself. That is the end of the activation. And some reflections of synchronicities that you may have experienced while listening to this. And I would love to hear in the comments as well if any of them really stood out to you. Looking at the pond at your reflection with the unicorn, holding the crystal ball of all of your past shadow fragments, if you will, and loving them. And putting them up as your greatest treasures. The analogy of being the captain of your ship and finding the anchor within. supporting people in trusting themselves, releasing shame and guilt, and the development of this is recognition that you have done it today. I would also love to hear if this shifted your energetics within. If you feel lighter, if you were able to release that weight. Also, not feeling like we have to go on this 87-step journey to develop this ability. It's, again, more so recognition and understanding that this is a part of our core being and our soul mission of supporting people in this lifetime, of finding those anchors of self-trust. And it's something that you are able to share by simply existing, because you have been on this journey within with you. And so it's something that naturally radiates out of you and illuminates within others simply by your existence. And again, if you would like to sign up for the spiritual gift activation, of course this one is going to be included for the unicorn spirit, but we will also be talking about our other friends, the fairies, dragons, mermaids, phoenixes, tree beings, elves. It's going to be a really magical experience. I'm very excited for it. I love you so much. I'm wishing you the most magical day, and be blessed.